Welcome to the Loan Arranger Radio Show. My name is Bruce Woodburn, CrossCountry Mortgage, and yes, I am the Loan Arranger out here on this beautiful weekend. Hoping you're enjoying the day. Beautiful Sunday. I'm going to tell you something. It is an amazing time to be out looking to buy or sell property. And I'm in the business of helping folks just like you become homeowners if you're not one already. But I'm also in the business of making sure that you maximize your profits when it comes to making money in real estate. I'm out buying properties right now. Matter of fact, I'll be in Daytona this week looking at more properties to purchase, and I'm also looking at some properties in Ocala right now. So I'm all over the place, but I'm looking for real opportunities, and they're still out there, guys. So in this show, we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the market. What are interest rates doing? Is it still a good time to buy? What's happening with the balance of sellers versus buyers? So I'd like to get right on into it. But before we do, I want you to know, if you are out and about and you're listening to this and you know anybody that's looking to buy a home and looking over the weekend, let me know. I'll connect you with a great real estate agent if you don't have one already. If you are a great real estate agent and you would like to go through my process on becoming one of my preferred real estate agents, then we do a little bit of research. We want to make sure that you're a great fit for our clients. We want to check out your credentials. And I'll be honest with you, I don't always look for the real estate agent that has the most years experience. I look at the real estate agent that cares the most about the client. And do they meet certain demands? Are they a good negotiator? Do they return phone calls? Are they polite on the phone? Do they dress well? Are they, do they know the area inside and out? And I believe it's important to choose the real estate agent in that area that you're looking in. I can help you with that. All you have to do is pick up the phone and give me a call at 407-706-3313. That's 407-706-3313. That is my phone number, and you can text that number as well. So make sure that if you have a question and you'd like to talk to me and you don't want to get on the air with me, that's okay. A lot of folks don't. You can text me and I'll answer your question. If I can get to it on the air, I will most certainly do it. Now, if you're out looking at property now, or you want to get out on the road and look at property, I have loan officers on call all weekend. This whole long weekend, I got loan officers on call. I mentioned it on my show yesterday with Cleve and I on the Loveland Report and the Loan Arranger Radio Show. And I want you to know that anytime you need a loan officer, I've got them available for you. 365. Well, that's not entirely true. I'm not going to interrupt my loan officers in the middle of the night, but 365 days a year. We're always available. We want to make sure that you understand that buying a home is more than just the interest rate. The interest rate's important. We all get it. But what's really important is you actually get the house that you want. Now, when do you think people negotiate real estate transactions? During the middle of the day? Not mostly. Offers are made after hours and on the weekends. Can you call your credit union on the weekend or after hours? No. Can you call your bank after hours and on the weekend? No. Is a loan officer going to respond to you quickly? No. Are you going to a queue somewhere in India? Probably. Those are the things that we don't want. We're never that. We have a receptionist. If you don't know what that is, it's a person that physically answers the phone and guides you in the right direction to the right person to talk to. We have live people right here in the United States of America. Can you believe it? In our own city, ready to help you out. So, and we're not a call center, by the way. That is not us. We're not we are not just a mill that has a bunch of people answering phone calls like Rocket Mortgage. That is not us. We are personalized service and great rates at the same time. We make sure that we are part of the transaction from start to finish. So a lot of people say, well, what more involvement might you have as a mortgage lender? Well, I can tell you what more involvement I might have as a mortgage lender. If you are fully pre-approved with me, I can contact, and first of all, I'll let your real estate agent know. We make sure you are 100% qualified and approved for the type of financing so that you can confidently go out and negotiate a transaction. Now, when you're in negotiation, do you think that it's not uncommon, and it's getting better, but it's still not uncommon, that you might be in a multiple offer situation? Well, if the house is priced right, you probably are in a multiple offer situation. You probably are negotiating up against 2, 3, 4 other people. Now, we're not negotiating against 20 other people like we were last year, but there's usually 2, 3, 4, 5 people that want the same property. So we're in negotiation on that. Now, what makes you better and more qualifiable, or at least in the eyes of the seller, a more attractive offer? Is it just the price? No, it's not just the price. I can tell you, if it's just the price, most transactions will fall apart because people are smart. They'll go in and offer higher and then reduce their price once the appraisal comes in or the home inspection. And listing agents know that. So if you come in too high, they know, you know what, you're just trying to get in the game, and then you're going to try to renegotiate later. Here's what makes the difference. You have to be positioned so that the seller and the listing agent perceive you as being a reliable transaction, that you're going to close on time. Now, most of them look at what type of financing are you getting, because if most of them, and this is incorrect information, but I'm going to tell you what their perception is. The perception is that if you, the client, are getting a conventional loan, you are more qualified or better qualified than if you're getting an FHA, VA, or USDA loan. Now, the reality of that is not a true statement at all. From a lender that's been doing this for over 33 years and closed tens of thousands of transactions, I'm going to tell you a conventional buyer is not better qualified than an FHA or VA buyer. They're not. Who is best qualified and what is the best loan to look at for the most qualified buyer? There isn't one. The real results are how well does that client qualify for the type of loan that they're applying for. Now is an FHA or VA buyer at a disadvantage in any aspect of the transaction? Yes. If the property has severe deferred maintenance, it's probably not the best choice for FHA and VA. But if the property's in safe, sound, and sanitary condition, which is their guideline, their guidelines don't say it has to have a refrigerator or stove. It says safe, sound, and sanitary. So if the property's in a safe, sound, and sanitary condition, and part of that would be you have to have screens on the windows. You have to have, you can't have wood rot all over the place. You can't have leaky faucets. That's not safe, sound, and sanitary. So if it's safe, sound, and sanitary, which loan program is best? Well, I can tell you what, I can show you where I can show you a VA buyer putting no money down is better qualified and will close easier and close faster than your conventional loan putting 30% down. It just depends on the buyer. What's the buyer's credit score? What are their reserves look like? How long have they been on the job? Is there commission income? Are they self-employed? There's all kinds of factors that go into it that I determine. So if I put my stamp, my name on a pre-approval letter, I can guarantee you that deal's going to closing. And here's where I put my money where my mouth is. So I want you to ask any lender that you're dealing with right now. And if you're out there shopping right now and you say, well, I've already got a lender, I'm already pre-approved, I can tell you, you'd be better off to stop that transaction and switch over to me. Because here's the deal. Once you are pre-approved with me, meaning you've given me all your documents, I will physically call the listing agent and I will let them know my guarantee. And my guarantee is that if I do not close my client on the closing date for any reason whatsoever that has to do with my buyer, if I don't close it on the closing date, I'll pay their seller up to $500 per day, maximized at $5,000, $500 a day for every day we miss the closing. Every day we miss the closing. Do you think I'm going to miss the closing? I can tell you one thing. I'm not missing the closing. I don't want to pay $500 a day, and I won't. So you come to me for your financing, your chances on getting chosen as the winning offer are elevated considerably when they are comparing your offer to other offers on the table. Because when they see Rocket Mortgage, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, any one of those lenders out there, they will not make that offer. And I'm going to tell you something. If you think that the big companies aren't the first one to go, you know what, we're just not quite ready for closing, we're going to have to make an extension on the contract, I think for me, when a lender asks for an extension, that shows that they are incompetent. There should be very few reasons that an extension is necessary on a transaction. Here's the reasons they should be able. The property didn't appraise. There's inspections that won't come through. There's title issues. There's something wrong with the property that came up on public records. Any of those are not the buyer can't control that. But if the lender did their due diligence, then the buyer should be well qualified before they even set foot on a property to even look at. If I was a listing agent, I wouldn't let a realtor show my property unless they showed me a copy of their buyer's pre-approval. Why? There's other buyers waiting around the corner. Let's choose the ones that are best qualified. Now, my team of loan officers is there to accommodate that need. Whether you are a jam-up, rock-solid credit score or you have challenges, my team will guide you in the right direction for the loan program that best suits you and your family based on your budget. How much cash to close do you have? What do your credit scores look like? What's your longevity on the job look like? What's your previous housing history look like? Have you owned a home in the past? All these things come into play when it comes to getting a client properly pre-approved. Now, when you go out with me, I want you to know that your loan is set to go. I have clients and realtors call me every day of the week that says, well, and here, there's two scenarios. Bruce, I got a client. The lender is giving them problems. I just closed one just the other day. Closed one. Client was crying on the phone, had a pre-approval letter from Chase. Chase then turned around and denied the transaction just before they were supposed to close. I picked it up, fixed a couple of things on it. Bang, we're closing. Lady was crying again at my closing table with tears of joy. That's what we want. We want, and listen, it's just because people don't really look at this. When it comes to loan officers, they're mostly inexperienced. My team of assistants that work for me have got way more experience than the average loan officer that I interview for a position out there every day. Now, here's the other case, okay? So you're wanting to buy a property. Right now, it's been really slanted in the sellers on the seller side. We're deeply into a seller's market. However, that's starting to change because the reports are that the numbers came out that there's 44% more houses on the market this month than there was last month. Now, 44% of a very small number is not a big number, but it is a shift in the right direction. So we're not in a buyer's market yet. We're not even close to it, but we're getting closer to a balanced market. And that's important for all of us because who's at a disadvantage right now over everyone else in the market? It is the buyer. And it's the first-time home buyer. It's not the move-up buyer. The move-up buyer sold a house, made more money than they ever expected to make, and they have a ton of money to put down on the new house. But the first-time home buyer doesn't. First-time home buyers are at a disadvantage because the houses went up so sharply in price and interest rates are up that they don't qualify for as much. So we have solutions for that as well. We have low down payment loans like USDA, VA, FHA, 97% conventional. We have down payment assistance like SHIP, HANDS, Osceola, Seminole County, Volusia County. We have Hometown Heroes. Hometown Heroes, new program just came out. If you are in law enforcement, first responder, teacher, educator, healthcare worker, daycare worker, if you're certified in those positions, you may qualify for up to $25,000 worth of government money. You want help getting into a house? It's starting to lean a little bit more in the favor of the first-time homebuyer. If you're interested in that, all you have to do is stop everything, pick up the phone, and call me at 407-706-3313 or apply right now online at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. My name is Bruce Woodburn. I'm the loan arranger, CrossCountry Mortgage, and I'm committed to helping each and every one of you get a better experience when it comes to your next mortgage. 407-706-3313 or WeBringYouHome.com. Stay tuned. I'll be back in 5 minutes with more of the Loan Arranger Radio Show.